You got to go back in there.
I keep sliding off of this cushion.
People are not going to be able to get in. Tampa Bay Spirits presents Haunted Campfire Tales Live. Welcome. Gather around the fire. Get comfortable, but not too comfortable. The true ghost tales are about to unfold.
Hi, welcome to Ghost Watch Podcast. I know it said haunted campfire tales, but we have recently changed. We just haven't got our intro changed out
Yet.
So, I'm Rob.
And I'm Joan.
I'm Jess.
I'm Les.
I'm Beth.
I'm Robin.
I'm Joy.
We're the Tampa Bay Spirits.
Yes.
Most of us, anyway.
And Facebook, again, kicked us out, so we just reconnected with Facebook, so it might be a while before people come in and start asking questions. So
Okay.
we'll wait to talk about what they want to talk about until they start coming in.
I just noticed I have all this white spot behind me, and this is because I have nothing on my walls in my office yet.
Well, that'll happen.
Yeah.
Paul Hollis says, "What's shaking in the house tonight?" Well, fortunately, our house isn't shaking. That could be paranormal activity.
It did in some of the thunder this afternoon.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Did
Everything
it
was
ever?
rattling, man. We had quite an electrical storm.
Before it sure was. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, nothing. We have a new member of the team, Chris, and he was supposed to join us tonight. Actually, he asked if he could, but he hasn't come in yet, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to show up or not. And I know George will be joining us, but he told us he was going to have to join us late.
And I just want to mention, remember a while ago where my laptop would die before we were done?
Yes.
For some reason, it's looking like it's going to do it now.
Well,
Not right this second, but like it's not charged, it's not charging. So
Weird.
if I disappear, you'll know why.
Okay.
And that only happens when you're on the podcast.
Yes, but it hasn't for a while. But yeah, I just happened to look down at the battery. I have it plugged in because I do that so that it's charged the whole time. I don't have to worry about.
Right.
And it's just not. It's sitting at the halfway point and not really charging. It's showing the little thing that pops up that says it's charging, but it's not moving at all.
Crazy.
So, yeah.
Gremlins in the house.
Yes, so I might vanish.
I like those sound effects, Beth.
I'm sorry. I'm work stuff going on.
I kind of liked it.
Well, we've got some other.
Go ahead and do the work stuff.
I'm sorry.
We can go ahead and don't be sorry. I was
Let's go ahead
teasing
and
you.
get started.
Maybe we should go ahead and start answering some of these questions, and then people can watch it on the on YouTube later on.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Okay, the first question, we just recently took a poll and got quite a few questions from our listeners. And the first one is they want to know about the truth about Salem, Massachusetts. Was there really witches there or just a high level of paranoia at the time? So what do we know and what do we think?
I have very strong opinions about this
Me
subject.
too.
I know you're all shocked, right? Aren't you so shocked and amazed?
I think a lot of us probably have pretty strong opinions about this one. If I had to venture a guess.
Okay, so first of all, most of the people, the reason that there they said that there were witch trials was because some young women, some young girls, had been having fits. There was also outbreaks of yellow fever and different things like that, and they were blaming it all on witchcraft. Um, by the end of the day, I think it was 19 people had been hanged, and one man had been pressed, which was they put stones on him. They'd keep putting stones on him to make him testify and plead guilty, and he wouldn't. So they pressed him to death. Um,
Yeah.
I know it was brutal, but most of the people that they charged were very marginalized people. And I don't know if you've ever heard anything about um, the Salem witch trials, but one of the more famous women that they had accused of being a witch was named Tituba. Tituba was her name, which has now become known as a witch name, and Tituba. And she was an enslaved woman. And so she was like easy pickings, and they could hang her, and there wouldn't have been anything, people that knew her could do anything about it because they would all be enslaved. And a lot of the other people were also poor people and beggars. So a lot of it, I believe, was politically motivated. There was a lot of motivations. Some of the women probably were women who used potions, to healing potions for people, which indigenous people use healing potions, and there are a lot of natural things that you can use for healing and things like that. And I think some of them probably did love potions and that sort of thing, but they weren't witches, what people think of as witches. Anyway, that's my opinion. Not all of that is my opinion. A lot of that is fact. That's the truth about the marginalized people and how many had
And a
been
lot,
hanged.
and a lot of what you were saying is more like what people nowadays would consider the way women like people in the Wiccan uh, practice, but it has nothing to do with devil worship at all. But that's what they were pushing. They were pushing that they were bringing the devil into everybody's lives, basically.
I think it's more like what people would consider being pagan nowadays would be a way that
Right,
you express
right,
it.
which is the same. Yeah,
But Wiccans they are Wicca. That is their religion, but they're not
right. Yeah,
witches.
it's a nature religion, and it has
It's
nothing to do with
totally a
the
nature
devil.
religion.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the devil or any of
hmm
that.
hmm But I don't
It,
think. I mean, I don't know how many of them were Wicca. They could have
no, I
been.
don't. They didn't even. I don't even think it was referred
I don't think
directly
so
as
either.
that back then. But like you were saying about potions and things like that, there was nothing evil in what they were doing. It seemed more
No,
politically and religious motivated.
absolutely 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Both of those things. So, no, and I think that when you say witch, people think of, ugly ladies and pointy hats that do terrible things. And
With warts on their noses. Yeah.
yeah, and that's just, you know, there are no witches like that. So that's my very strong opinion with facts mixed in. Anybody else have any thoughts on it?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I often wonder if some of the things that we do would totally get us burned at the stake.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And they were hung
Having
anyway, right? Not burned. Europe was the
They were
burning,
they
and
were
here was
hanged.
they were hanged. Sorry,
They were
hanged.
yeah, they were
compressed,
hanged.
apparently.
Yeah.
But they say, but you often hear about them being burned at the stake or drowned, but actually they were hanged, and
Yes.
that one man was pressed.
Because I think the burning, all the burning of the witches was taking place over in Europe.
Yes. Yep. Like Joan of
So I
Arc.
didn't mean to interrupt you, Beth, while you were talking.
No, that's fine. Sorry. No, yeah, I just wonder if some of the things that we do and the impressions that we get that would totally put us in danger of something like that. I do
Definitely.
herbalism, and as an herbalist, that would probably get me in trouble also.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
So,
Or even the
Especially
fact that we
anything
investigate
sanctioned by the
spirit.
mail.
What did you say, Robin?
Anything not sanctioned by a male.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep.
Oh, sure.
No
Blame
offense, you guys.
Yeah, right. Blame us. Okay.
and I think the same people that probably went to them for help, and they were helped by these women that they called witches, probably the same people that were persecuting them afterwards.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. So that's what we think about the Salem witch trials. We all have very strong opinions about it, which I thought might be the case. I don't know why I thought that. Number 2.
Okay, number 2 question.
Oh, this is a good one. I like this one.
What happens to the evidence we collect after the investigation?
Yeah.
Oops, I'm out.
Well, I would have to say we review it as best we can.
Yep.
In the
And keep
amount
it.
of time we have. We hang on to it and we share the extraordinary pieces of evidence that we get, things that we can't explain, things that, where lights go off and there's nobody in the room, that kind of thing.
Door slamming.
Door slamming.
Yeah,
That's
anything,
a good one.
anything extraordinary.
When nobody's near the door, yes.
Yeah.
And
If
the door
we're in
can't even open or close.
investigations and we find stuff like that, we share it with the people that we're doing the private investigation for.
Mm-hmm.
And but otherwise we just maintain it. We're like a library.
Yeah, we had so many EVPs on this one digital recorder. And then we were at that one house, remember, with the, actually they later called us because they thought there were witches across the street that were,
Right.
yeah, okay.
They did.
And they had that great big gray cat, and it came up and started rubbing its head against my hand. And I was holding the digital recorder, and I thought, oh, I'll get some
The digital
loud
recorder
clips.
was on the bed.
Oh, that's right. I had it on the bed in
And
front
it
of me.
stepped on it.
And then it rubbed its head all over it and erased all of the last 10 years of our
Oh no.
digital recordings.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
That's
It-
Strange.
And it deleted that one just when we were at the place in Pennsylvania. What is
Fort Mifflin.
At Fort Mifflin, and we asked, is there anyone here who would like to speak with us? And we got a really class A EVP that said, I would like to, and that's gone.
Oh.
no.
We didn't have it backed up anywhere.
Yeah.
It may be on one of our old computers.
Old
that are
computers, we haven't been
the,
able
the
to find it.
computer cemetery over here.
Yeah.
I have one of those
Yeah.
in my closet.
Okay, Paul wants to know, are there any cases of witches as ghosts? I don't ever remember hearing of that.
No, unless it would be like an old hag haunting type of thing.
Oh, the hag.
Oh, the hags are real, though. That's what you're thinking of, Paul.
The hags, what's that?
Like the boo hag and stuff.
Yeah, like they have in New Orleans, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's an infamous one there.
They
Yeah.
also, there's reports of them climbing on people when they're sleeping and trying to I don't know, suck their breath, their energy,
Yeah.
something from them.
Yeah.
What are
Actually,
they? Are they like a demon?
too.
I think I think they could be some kind of demonic presence.
Yeah.
They can appear as somebody you know and speak in their voice. And that's scary. They can
Yeah.
they can appear as you even. They can appear to you as you. I mean, yeah, it's
Hmm.
Paul goes, I live in the country. Plenty of old hags around here. Don't think it's the same kind of hags. These hags are what you're thinking of as witches.
George will agree with you there.
And they are ghosts. They are spirit. They're in spirit form. They are not in
Not
well, they can
corporeal.
appear to be in physical. Yeah, they're non-corporeal. But they can appear to be corporeal. The one in New Orleans really kind of terrifies me, which isn't a good thing because if you're fearful, it's not a good time to investigate. You need to not have fear because that feeds all of that negative stuff. So
Is it somewhere in the quarter?
in the French Quarter,
Yeah.
no, I think it's more like oh, what do you call it? It's from the islands, and
Okay.
there's a whole community down there. What is that called, Beth? Do you remember? The
No,
community.
I'm sorry.
I know my brain is like I know what it is, but I can't think of the word right now. But it's part of that community,
Oh, associated with Cajuns?
sort of like Cajun, but more Caribbean. It came over from the Caribbean.
Oh, okay.
You know who I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's associated with. They have big communities down there of those people, and they believe in a lot of things that they conjure up
Creole.
spirit. No, mm-mm. Nope, can't remember the name now to say if
I think I know what you're talking about, and I can't remember it either. It's like a
Yeah,
French
it's
name,
like it's
isn't it?
like a blank because I'm like, oh, I know,
it's
no.
a religion, you know, and it's big around New Orleans, and I think in the Low Country too.
The voodoo
Are
kind
you
of.
talking? I was going to say, are you talking about voodoo? Well,
Mm-mm.
there's another one too.
Another one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Stereo.
Okay. So, what kind of evidence would be strong enough to prove a haunting scientifically? I don't know what kind of evidence would be strong enough to prove a haunting scientifically, but that brings up a really good point in something that I really would like to see. I would like to see a lot of scientific study of the paranormal. I'm nobody's doing it, and I wish that they would.
Okay, so science, you never prove something.
Although
Science,
that's
you
true.
can disprove things. So
Right.
if you're wanting to have a good scientific theory, a theory is when you take a hypothesis. So you're like, I believe that I'm communicating with a spirit right now, right? And then you test that. You have a test that you can reproduce. So, for example, going to the same place and using the same equipment and getting the same result with the same type of test repeatedly. And then other people being able to recreate that in the same way. So, if you're talking about scientifically, that would give you a scientific theory if it was then reviewed and recreated by many, many people, right?
Right.
Many, many experts in the
Right.
field.
Right.
That's how science works. You never prove something scientifically. You
Right.
disprove things scientifically. That's why things are always getting updated in science, because that's how good science works. A theory is as good as you're ever going to get. So, and a theory means when something is called a theory, it has been tested and tested and tested and tested and tested and reviewed by other peers, and then tested and tested and tested again, and never been proven wrong. And so when you're talking about proving something scientifically, that's not really a thing. But if you're talking about getting a really good scientific theory, being able to recreate the results with the same method by multiple people and having other people review it, and also they recreate the same experiment, right? That's how you would go about getting the closest to that. And it's really difficult with the paranormal, right? Because the findings are very inconsistent, to be honest. And it is very hard. It's very hard to get a control in paranormal investigation because there's a lot of life happening around, right?
Yep.
It's hard to isolate and get exactly the same conditions.
There are too many variables. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so many variables, so many things happening around that. And you can kind of factor for that in science, right? Like you can factor in those variables. And that's why sometimes there are good studies and there are other studies that aren't as good, because when it comes down to it, the variables haven't been factored in, or they didn't have a big enough subject group, right? So if we're really drilling down on science and what science is and how science works, I think it would take a long time and be pretty difficult to prove, or not prove, but to get a good theory scientifically, just because it doesn't lend itself very well to science at the time. But I think that it could just be where we're at right now with technology and the world, and things are always changing and developing. And I think it's very possible that a lot of the things that we experience can be explained scientifically. And I find that just as interesting and engaging and fascinating. For example, like if we're talking about something like multiple dimensions and some sort of bleed over from that, or time and space, and there's some kind of time slip happening and we are communicating with somebody, but it's not in the way that we think right now, where we're like, well, this is a spirit who's died, or it is that, and we don't really understand the afterlife yet, right? Because of where we're at this point in time in humanity, which is very young, right? So that's my thoughts on like how could you prove something scientifically. That in itself doesn't actually make sense as a question, right? When you talk about science, because we don't ever prove things scientifically. But if you're, we disprove things a lot. We debunk things a lot when we're investigating, and we go, like I can recreate this. These orbs, they're dust. They are, these and these. So we can rule those out, even if it's possible it could be something paranormal at times. The likelihood that it is something easily explainable in the natural world in front of us is pretty great. So we can eliminate those things for the most part. And anyway, those are my thoughts on that. Sorry, just went on
This
a
is
big
why we
rant.
miss you when you're not here.
I'm glad you missed it, because I was like, sorry, I just went off. But
No, I think that there'll always be too much bias for there to ever be, even if that could be done, because I think that they would try to discredit anyone that tried to actually prove something paranormal. I just think that's just so deep rooted that, they would just call it junk science or something.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
it is
by
interesting.
definition, we're looking for the unknown.
Right.
I mean, we set out and we debunk all the known things,
Right.
but what
Right.
we're really looking for is the unknown. That's what we want to capture and see and understand and find out more about it, and maybe find out what is happening on the other side.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And if it is time
Like
slip,
detectives.
yes, like
Exactly.
detectives.
Those detectives.
Yeah.
Yep, that's why we're called investigators.
Right.
The time slip thing, I have often thought that it could be that or the multidimensional thing. But then I also wonder why I never have a time slip where I don't see into another dimension. Although I guess some of the things that we are seeing, it could be me looking into another dimension.
Mhm.
But I have read cases of people who have been, especially in wartime, have seen things from both the past and the present, though they didn't understand that they were seeing something from the present until they lived long enough to know that they had seen something from the present. But yeah, it's all a big question. It's all a lot to take in.
Paul says, assuming multiverses are real, is it possible that ghosts could be people or animals are caught between them?
That's what Jessie was talking about.
Right.
That's exactly what she said, that it's, I mean, so now we're going to get into physics. Now, follow this. Yeah.
It's like a string.
Yes. Well,
Here, Jesse.
Well, no,
if you
that's just
believe
a
in
theory.
string
I'm
theory,
sorry.
that's the
Oh, sorry.
string theory.
That's
I
just a
said-
theory.
I said, "Oh God, I hope not," because that's terrifying. I'm scared now. New fear unlocked. Being stuck between dimensions.
Oh,
No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you.
come out the
Paul
other side
said,
insane.
I failed physics. Yeah, being caught between universes or times would be totally terrifying. It sounds like a good story, though, Paul.
Yeah, Paul, there you go.
Sounds like a really good story, but yeah, terrifying.
Yeah.
Well, the government uses remote controllers, and I know that on
Viewers.
remote
Viewers.
remote
They,
viewers,
they still
remote
use them.
controllers. They what?
I said they still. I knew they used them during World War II. I didn't know they were currently using them.
Yeah, they still use them, and some sheriff's offices use them.
Really?
Yep, yep, yep. And I know that we on the team have done remote viewing, and it's pretty interesting the things that we can see when other people are there and we're not, and they're able to say, "Yeah, that's what's here." So, I mean, there are a lot of things we don't understand, right?
That's exactly right.
We just don't. We don't know. But it's interesting to look into all those things, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's to see something that cannot be explained is seeing that the impossible is possible in that moment that you're seeing it is just pretty amazing.
The one
Then
thing
you have people there that say, "No, you're not crazy. I see it too."
Yeah.
I remember one time that Jess was doing the Estes method in a closet in this house, which we came into the house not knowing.
That sounds so funny.
I know it does. We put Jessie in the closet.
Put me in the closet. I was like,
Stay in the closet until you're better.
like you said.
can behave. So,
Time to take your meds.
I know that Beth and I had, and I think Jesse had all sensed that the person who had passed away was a man. Um, we all sensed him in different parts of the home. I had sensed him really strongly in the closet, and so Jess had said, well, let me go in there and we can do the Estes method from in there. And we had asked the two women who we thought must be the daughters of the person that had passed away, but we didn't know because we hadn't been told the story yet. They were, by the way. So they came into the room outside of the closet with us, and we were asking questions. And Jessie said, from what she was hearing, the entity say over the headphones was hugs and kisses. And I mean, that did me in. It did the girls in too. I mean, it was just a really beautiful moment. And they were crying and we were crying. And then I had said something to Beth, and it was about, I want to remember what he said to tell his daughters. I had said that to her at one point. And then when we were doing the Estes method, I said to Beth, remember before, I can't remember what I said, but I wanted to remember something that I had said, but I don't remember what it was. And Beth goes, that is the most confusing sentence you've ever spoken. And he yelled, Jesse yelled, actually, it was because she heard him yelling from the closet, what it was that I wanted to say. That entity remembered that he wanted his daughters to hear that one sentence, and I forget now what it was, but he yelled it. And,
Wow.
and I started laughing hysterically because I said, oh my God, he just reminded me about what I wanted to say that he wanted to say. And Jess had no idea that I had said that. And she didn't know what I had said to Beth. And she certainly didn't know what I said out there in the other room. It was crazy.
George and Nadine are here.
Oh, George and Nadine just joined the crowd.
Nice.
Okay, just looking at the police department thing.
Okay.
According to Google, no major police departments use psychic or extrasensory remote viewers as part of their official operations.
Official.
Well, they say some of them use, what they use is physical technological surveillance rather than paranormal mental state.
Okay. Except I know that an LA sheriff, the LA sheriff does use, unofficially uses remote viewers.
So it's this.
Patrick.
This is in relationship to Joe's question coming up here.
Okay. All right. Do ghosts ever indicate they do not have the faintest idea where or what they are? Anybody?
I know they don't answer us most of the time when we ask where they are.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we've only had like one. What's his name? Gary said he was from Memphis or was in Memphis, or that's where he died. You know,
That was because of
think
a question George asked.
right?
He was answering but have we had any experiences where they've said they didn't know
Where they were.
Where they were.
I feel like, I don't know.
I mean, Gary definitely knows where he is.
At least where he died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But he also knows where he is.
Yeah.
We often ask about time. Do you know what year it is
Yes.
here, and what year did you pass, or things like that? And we usually do not. I don't know if I've ever remember getting an answer on those questions. But we do try.
We do
That's
try,
right.
but they don't answer. Don't know whether, Paul, I don't know whether that's because they don't know or because they just don't want to say. And again, about the not knowing where they are, we have talked to ghosts that know exactly where they are, actually.
But it's a rarity.
Yeah. The soldier on Sachs Bridge knew exactly where he was when he had died. And and where he
But
was
do they
walking.
ever say or indicate in any way, I don't know where I am, sort of thing? Or do they always seem confident in their space, even if they don't know exactly what it is?
I don't know if we've ever gotten any clear, like, I don't remember us specifically experiencing that.
I do know that they are confused a lot of times because they're looking for somebody or waiting for somebody, and they get confused because they don't know where their loved one is.
Okay.
But I feel like they know that they've passed, but they just can't find their loved one, and that's always very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Conjal said, how did the cops use that? Do they have someone on staff that can remote view? As a matter of fact, the sheriff that I was talking about in LA County, he is a remote viewer. And so it's himself that he uses. He's a sheriff. Yep. And then George says, alert the press. George and Nadine are here. Welcome. And then Joe says, that answers my question. Thanks, Rob. And then Joe said, maybe they think they're still in their present time. We don't know because, like Beth said, we specifically asked them, what year is it? And they won't answer.
Yeah. And I remember at Jenny Wade, we were talking, I think, to Georgia at that point, and she was still waiting for her husband to come home from war.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, I thought of that.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, I remember that.
She was still waiting for her husband to come back from the war. That was heartbreaking, actually. That was tough to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Joe just said maybe they think they are still in their present time. Yes, she obviously did. If they can, I want to know if they can see us. I've asked them that, and they don't say. I've asked more than once, can you see us?
I mean, they've indicated that they can.
Uh-huh.
Because they'll tell us how many of us are in the room with
Right.
them.
They have done that before, haven't they? They've said exactly how many. And one time they even said, there's more here tonight than usual. There are 12.
And I
And
think Gary said I was pretty or something, or hot.
He
or
said
something.
you were hot.
So obviously he can see me. No, I'm kidding. But,
It was a term
but
in his time.
that does indicate that they're seeing us.
Right.
Yeah, and he kept saying the last time we were there, he kept saying he was sitting on the bed. When you were doing the Estes method, Gary was saying he was sitting on the bed, and and you were sitting right in front of the bed, and
I pictured him jumping up and down on the
He
bed
was-
like a little kid or something.
oh, he's pretty funny.
But that wasn't a psychic impression, though.
And another thing that I noticed at May Stringer, and I wish Chris had come tonight since he used to be a docent there, but we get numbers for them. We get so many numbers.
Random.
Like we'll get these random numbers. They'll say 100, 44, 1,890. And we're like, what are those numbers? And they never tell us. It's so frustrating.
We always write them down to see if they correlate somewhere throughout the investigation.
Yeah.
We haven't figured it out at all.
Well, there is that equipment that was used in World War II, I think, as radio signals and stuff like the teletype, and it could have correlated to that, but they wouldn't tell us that, and probably because it was top secret stuff, they couldn't tell us that. Joe says, "Do you ever feel like you're in an episode of Ghosts when all those spirits are around you?" LOL. LOL.
You kind of did up at the hospital in
Yeah.
Tennessee there when you had all all of them around you.
Oh, that was bad.
It was like
That was not a good experience.
No, that was like an episode of Ghost on steroids.
That's if everybody. If everybody on Ghosts, every single ghost was talking to
at the same
one
time.
person at the same time.
Hey, Steve showed up.
Hey,
Sometimes it's hard going into.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, Steve, how are you feeling?
Hope you're feeling better.
yeah.
It's going into hospitals, funeral homes. Those types of places are difficult for me because it does feel like there's a lot.
Yeah. So I had so many talking to me at the exact same time that it was, I felt nervous. I felt pressured. I don't know. It was like they were all talking to me at once. I guess it'd be like if you were a teacher in a classroom and every kid was yelling your name and raising their hand and wanting to say something, and you're like, shut up.
I'd be like, I have duct tape here, kids.
I know how to use it. Let's see. Do all ghosts know they are dead, or does anyone believe they are still alive? Good question. I don't know. Steve says he's feeling better.
Good.
Some of them definitely know that they're dead because they know how they died and that sort of thing. I don't know. What do you all think?
I think there may be a learning curve. I think that they might not know that they're dead right away, but after some time, they can see that no one is responding to them.
And also, I wonder if there's like if you're gradually passing, you would know. But if something happened like that, there may be like a shock where you're not sure what has happened to you.
Mm-hmm.
Just my opinion.
Maybe.
Well, I know that I have had different spirits come to me and speak to me, and they definitely knew that they were dead.
Mm-hmm.
They had a message for someone or something like that, and they definitely knew that they were dead. So, I mean, I've had both of my grandmothers come to me.
But then
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say the at Jenny Wade, if she's like, oh, I'm waiting for him to come back.
She
Does
must
that
think
mean
she's alive. Yeah.
he's still alive? And that,
Yeah.
or did she just mean she's staying there waiting for him?
Him to come spiritually to her.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
don't
feel
know
like
either.
that she's probably earthbound and he's probably passed over.
Mm-hmm.
Whether she knows she's passed or not, I don't know, but I imagine he's crossed over, so that's why she's not finding him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's earthbound because she's waiting for him,
Yeah.
which is sad.
Very sad.
And when you think about how you rationalize things in this plane, you could still do the same when you pass on. Because we're all sitting there talking to her, who would she think we were, except she made it make sense to her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Even though we were strangers to her, we had the conversation. And this is just me thinking, but did she think, oh, guests have come, that sort of thing, and I'm going to talk to them? Or did she think I'm talking to people who are alive? And I'm not.
That's confusing, isn't it? I don't know. Joe said, have you ever had a ghost spirit ask you to help them pass over? We have passed ghosts over. Rob and I have.
I don't recall any of them asking.
They didn't ask. One specifically did not ask. And I remember we said, yeah, well, you're leaving. You got a choice. You can leave here and move on to your next plane where you're supposed to go, or you can go someplace else, but you're not staying here. So he left. I don't know if he passed on or not. I know there was one Confederate soldier in Gettysburg that many years ago we did help him pass over. And he did. He did. He went into the light. You could actually see that happen. He was out. It was good. It made us cry. Well, it made me cry. It was good. Because he'd been held there by his own guilt, his own guilty feelings. Nobody else was keeping him earthbound, which I think is true of all earthbound spirits. They're held by their own fear and guilt and things like that.
Maybe. I don't know. Do you want the next question? I have them here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, can we backtrack for just a second? The religion that we were talking about, I believe you may have were thinking of Santeria.
Oh, in New Orleans, you're talking about.
It wasn't Santeria either.
No, it wasn't Santeria? Okay.
Mm-mm. No, Santeria is more like a type of Christianized voodoo, right?
It's Caribbean.
Oh, is it?
Afro-Caribbean
Yeah.
religion.
Yeah, that is not it either.
Okay,
I'm going to have to look that up so the next one I can tell people what I'm thinking
There's
of.
also hoodoo.
Yeah, hoodoo and voodoo. Yeah. So many.
Hoodoo voodoo?
Hoodoo, voodoo.
Hoodoo and voodoo.
They do.
So much doo-doo.
I like this next question we had.
Okay.
It was, why are some places haunted while others with a similar tragic past are not?
Who would like to take that one?
I think Jessie, because she liked the question.
I read the question, so I don't have to answer it. No.
I know in some cases that there are minerals underground and ley lines that will hold on to energy. And what do I want to say? Not just hold on to it, but really
Amplify it.
put it out, amplify it. Yeah,
Like limestone.
like limestone, like
Quartz.
ley lines.
Mhm.
Quartz is a really good conductor. So
Mhm.
there, I know some of the situations that may be what it is going on. They just have better energy to
Tap into.
yeah to Yeah.
Utilize. Yeah.
utilize.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So on your New Orleans point, the place you were thinking of, was it Algiers?
No.
No?
No.
Are you, I think you were talking about, because I did look up the Buhag. It's from the Gullah.
That's it. The Gullah Gullah. Thank
Gullah.
you.
So
Hallelujah.
There are a lot of those in South Carolina also.
Yes, that's what I said. They were in Low Country too, and they
Yes.
do beautiful folk art, paintings, and things like that. The Gullah Gullah are great people, awesome
Mhm.
people. But yes, there is the hag. They talk about the hag in the Gullah Gullah.
That could be a Jeopardy question.
Gullah Gullah?
Yeah,
might be.
probably is.
Oh, yes, it was definitely the Gullah Gullah. Thank you for that. It was driving me crazy. I knew that they did folk art painting and stuff like that, and I thought, oh, I'm not going to say that and muddy up the waters, but I think they believe in the hag
Yeah.
quite strongly. And there are a lot of Gullah Gullah in the New Orleans area. There are plantations there where they live. Yeah, it's fascinating, actually.
Is that
The-
how you spell it?
Uh-huh.
Like over in South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, and Florida.
Yep.
I'm going to be, my battery's going, so
No.
yeah. It's plugged in. It's plugged in. It says it's charging, but I'm now in the red. So any second now I may disappear.
Okay.
So you always go where your battery goes?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
That's a
I don't know if you
bummer.
can hear it right now. It's dinging, saying energy saver is on.
It's not doing a very good job then
No,
at saving
it's not saving any
energy.
energy. It's losing it all.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to keep doing that. I'm going to go. I'm
you can hop
sorry.
over into the audience if you want.
Bye, Robin.
Yeah,
I think your
Yeah.
computer is possessed.
I
know.
need something. Something. All righty.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
See you later.
This next question is for Les.
Uh-oh.
Do you ever refuse an investigation, and why?
Very
do.
seldom. I question the whole thing and what's going on, this, that, and the other. And if it seems to be like something that, well, it used to be, if we thought it was something we were in any kind of danger with going, then I would just kind of slide out of it. But if they're not saying that, stuff is flying out of the cabinets at them and stuff like that, then we pretty much go head on. Because a lot of
Yeah,
times they watch too much TV, and they think it's demon. They always think it's demon. I'm not a
Do you-
demon expert,
Do
but
you have a specific set of questions that you ask people?
I let them kind of tell me what they think's going on, and then we move on from there as to
Okay.
exactly what it is that they think they have.
They,
And when that happens, he always goes back to the group and tells them some of the things. We don't ever know what's going on, but in a case like that, he will mention they're saying demons, they're saying this or that. And so to let us have a group decision on it.
I think that, and there are some people that would want us to keep coming back that we have refused because we didn't feel it was good for their mental health.
Yes.
We felt that they probably needed some mental health intercession and encourage them to get the help that they needed. Explained why we thought that they should do that, and that's that. Okay, have you ever seen that commercial where they say it's never a ghost, Pete? It's never Demon Joe. There are actual demons out there, don't get me wrong, but we seldom, if ever, run into demons. I think when we were in Texas Hill House, there might have been a demonic presence in one of the bathrooms. But I did not go in to find out. I stayed outside. But I'm trying to think of any other time. I can't remember any other time.
At Farnsworth
Farnsworth?
House in the basement.
Oh, yes, at Farnsworth. Oh, yeah. Well, we knew that right away. I mean, oh my gosh. That thing was behind a sigil. So that was a big giveaway right there. I went over and I put my hand on the door and I could feel a heartbeat. The wooden door was beating
Wow.
underneath my hand like a heart. I mean, that was wild. I've never experienced that before.
Yeah.
And it wanted out.
I take it you didn't open the door.
We did.
No.
Nope.
We didn't want one of those run, dude, run things happening.
We were told we were not allowed to, and then we kind of got the wink, wink. We'll look the other way if you do. But when we determined it was a demon, we said no.
Yes.
No, we don't need to play around with that.
Especially the male docent said,
Yes.
I would like to tell you that you could open the door. but I can't tell you that you can open the door. And I mean, I know he was really excited for us to open the door, but we were like, nope. We were just flashed by your grandson.
Yes.
You know, if that demon was smart, he would have said, "Pizza, pizza delivery." Yeah, he would have opened it right up. We were
Hold
hoping.
that door open.
Yeah.
It's like that SNL sketch, Land
Yes.
Shark.
Land
Land
shark.
Pizza man, pizza.
But yeah, I know that when we first came into the Farnsworth house, we started unpacking all our stuff and we were talking and we had picked up on some things as soon as we walked in the door and we were saying, this is what we're feeling. And we had told them, don't tell us anything, wait till the end of the night. And he turned to the female docent who was there and said, these people are the real deal. And so then he was the one that was saying, I would like to say that you can open the door, but I can't say that you can open the door. And I'm thinking, I'm not opening that door. You want to open that door, you go right ahead, dude, but I'm not opening
And
that
let us
door.
Was that in
leave.
Gettysburg? Was that in Gettysburg?
Yes, in
Gettysburg.
the
Is
Is that the
Farnsworth.
one you wanted me to go with the next time with you?
Yes, that
Yeah.
house is amazing. I mean, we don't want you to open the door. We want you to. We
I'm
want
gonna
you to
put me
There's
there.
slim chance of that happening.
They're gonna
There's
put me in
nothing-
there. We can do that assistant there.
There's nothing in that door, but you inside that room, but you can hear things moving around in there. Like I said, I could feel the heartbeat under my hand. I could hear different things going on in that room. It was creepy. George says, does everyone who dies enter this frightening netherworld, or do true believers in Christ bypass this place? I don't know what you mean by a frightening netherworld. You mean, I don't think any of the spirits that we meet, George, are frightened of where they are. They don't seem frightened or unhappy or distressed in any way,
None
shape,
of them really,
or
but I,
or form.
The children
Yeah.
kind of did, and when we were in that orphanage.
Yeah, I was gonna say sometimes it
Oh,
depends.
well, yes, that's true, but they weren't afraid of the netherworld. They were afraid of that person who was there with them,
The
Right,
holding them back.
right.
Yes.
which is different than them being
Yeah,
afraid of
that's
where they
true.
were.
That's true.
I don't know.
Joe-
I've been following somebody who has she's a psychic. She has a really good idea of what goes on. She calls them peaks, where she can do a remote viewing and go to where someone has passed. And it's almost as if they create the world they want to have when they cross over to the other side. And I don't know, I've been following that and listening to that, and it's really lovely, actually. And I kind of hope that that's how it is on the other side, that you can
Well-
this beautiful world that you would like to live in, and the people you love are with you, but they come and go. And I think that would be really nice. I don't know about this netherworld. That's
No,
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe
I
it just
would-
means like being stuck somewhere,
Stuck.
like where you're not really alive, but you're there and you're talking. And
or like purgatory or something like that.
well, or just being a ghost, right?
I think we were talking about bound spirits that are bound. And he said,
yes.
does everyone who dies enter this frightening netherworld? I think maybe
Mhm.
that's what he was going for.
Yeah, being
Because-
stuck in this world, that would be the case. Okay, bye. Have fun.
Yes.
hi.
So I had a near-death experience. Do you remember that, George? When I was in my 20s, I died from
He was
anaphylactic
there.
shock. He remembers the story. He wasn't there.
Ah,
And he's old enough. He could have been. and it wasn't scary at all. It was peaceful and happy and beautiful and no pain. That was the best part because I was having anaphylactic shock, which meant I was constantly having seizures. And it wasn't a scary place at all. It wasn't frightening. It was very comfortable. It was very peaceful. I felt complete peace. I didn't want to come back, but I had to.
Hmm.
So, and I think what we were talking about is some people feel so guilty about certain things that they feel stuck here. And I think it's just their own guilt that keeps them here for
I don't
whatever
know.
reason.
I don't know, because like sometimes it's like a kid or something, and I don't know that they're feeling
Well, I don't
that.
think they're necessarily stuck. Kids are usually looking for their parents, the ones that we've run into, looking for their mom and dad.
No.
And you want to tell them, move on. Your mom and dad are waiting for you.
Well, it could be the other way around, though. A parent not wanting to leave a child or something, too, couldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
But then they wouldn't be stuck and it wouldn't be scary. They would be choosing to stay there.
Right.
Yeah.
The answer is we don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know.
I wish
A
we
lot of-
did. That's why we keep going back to do this over and over.
Yeah, I
we
do
have
know.
questions.
The next question is, what do movies and TV shows get wrong about ghost hunting? That we can answer because the thing that they get wrong the most, or that is not shown the most, is that it's a lot of just sitting in a dark room talking to a flashlight, and it's quiet and nothing's happening. It's just dark and you're just sitting there. It's much less exciting than a movie is going to show you, or any of the ghost hunting shows are going to show you, even if they're ones that you choose to appreciate or whatever. Those are all for entertainment and productions, and they're entertainment. So most investigations aren't like that at all. So I think, in my opinion, much more boring than what a show is or a movie is going to show you. Much more subtle.
I still have to laugh though, remembering the first time Joy and Robin came on an investigation with us. And we had prepped them and said, it's not like you see on TV. It can be really boring. We can be sitting there for hours and have nothing happen. And we went into Jenny Wade house and every instrument lit up upstairs and downstairs all night long. And Georgia, who Beth was talking about, was in the room where Beth and I were. And we would be talking, and Georgia would be putting her 2 cents worth in, even when we weren't asking her a question or addressing it to her. She had something to say. I mean, it was unbelievable. We heard Joy from upstairs. We heard her downstairs when the little boy first ran past the cat balls.
Hey, you lit
She was
all
so
three. We
excited.
asked a question and lit up all three things as like a
Yeah, I
response.
said, well, actually, I think I asked, do you want to play with these little balls? And all of a sudden, they never lit it up. And all of a sudden, they were all lighting up. And I was so shocked, I almost knocked Jess over. Jessie was like, oh, and she was down below, and I went,
Yeah.
But he lit up
It
the
was-
cat balls and what else did he light up?
It was the teddy bear that your dog ate, but
Oh, the blue bear.
yeah, the Boo Bear, and then the REM pod. We had a REM pod, the cat ball, and the teddy
Boo
bear,
bear.
the Boo
Yeah.
Bear, and they all lit up at the same time. And that
then
was cool.
that-
That doesn't
that
happen
noise.
often.
the noise just kept going and going and going because it was like the energy did not, the little boy didn't leave. And then Jeff says, I wish you could do something about that noise. And boom, it went out. And there was no noise. And we
Yeah.
were like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. That was an exceptional kind of night. But
And that was their first night.
You all made a believer out of me.
I
Not
remember.
that I wasn't, but I mean,
Yeah.
this is like, wow.
It's like,
And they're
wow.
like, Joy, don't ever expect that again.
Yeah.
True.
We kept saying that. Don't ever expect that again. That is never going to happen again. Because we thought, oh no, she and Robin are wrecked now for life because Robin
Loyal.
was downstairs with us and we had all the equipment going off all at the same time. Same like you guys, the EMF and the cat balls and the flashlight and everything. Oh my gosh, that was Jenny Wade was not the same this time.
Whoever was there was chasing us all around that house or making us chase them all around the house, actually.
Yes, it was exhausting.
Whatever room we were not in is where the REM pod would go off. We'd run and go see what was
Yep.
going on, and then it would go off somewhere else where we were
We're not.
in that room.
Yeah.
But Farnsworth House, that really did. That was
Whoa. Wow.
really great. And it was very much, not so much with the REM pods and the equipment, but psychic hits. All the sensitives were getting hits all night long. And
All night long.
they were all proved correct
Yep.
at the end of the night with reveal.
From the minute we walked in the house, we felt things and we would say what we were feeling. And the girl docent in particular, the tour guide, I should say, she was dying. She wanted to tell us everything, but and then when Beth was doing the Estes method downstairs, and that was the room that had the door with the sigil, I think she was picking up on who was behind that door, which I didn't like. I didn't like that at all. Ugh. Like, don't give him a voice. But yeah, it's interesting. I'll say that. It's crazy. There's no rhyme or reason to it. You can't expect to have the same thing happen twice when you go anyplace. You just don't know. And we don't know why you don't have it every time. I mean, maybe they're not in the mood. I don't know. It's just bizarre.
Yeah.
You think the ghosts are there all together, kind of watching us, getting
Yeah.
a good laugh?
Yeah.
Oh, sure,
Maybe.
and a good laugh.
Well, yeah.
Let's
Our
make
team
them go
is-
downstairs now. No, let's make them go back upstairs. No, let's go to the kitchen.
It does feel like that sometimes. You're just like, okay.
You're running us off our feet. Yeah.
All the way up to the attic again.
All the way down.
They're going, this group of people are so dumb. They don't know what year it is. They don't know where they're at. Keep asking us where they're at. They ought to know where they're at.
They don't even know who the president is.
Yeah. Remember when that one at the train station kept
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Hope. That one actually called us idiots. So
Well, he was kind of right at that point.
Well, the women
He was
in
hanging
there.
He's hanging
Yeah,
on the
the
wall.
jerk.
Going, hey, I'm over here.
Yeah.
You find him till we
Oh
left.
boy, that was crazy. I really, really love, Beth, that you asked him if he was a sex worker.
He probably loved that.
yeah.
Oh, he loved that so much. Oh my God. That was so funny. That was so funny. I loved it. And you were being so compassionate because, he kept screaming hope. And so we're asking, do you need hope? All these different kinds of things.
That's all right.
Have you lost hope?
Are you hopeless?
My name. Dang it.
It was, yeah. And then when we were getting ready to leave the building, Rob looked up at a plaque on the wall and he goes,
There was a whole
I know what
display
hope
case.
is.
There was a whole
was a
display
whole
case.
display,
Once the
yeah.
lights turned on, there was a whole display
It
case
was
right in front of us.
right in front of
about
where I
this-
was sitting doing
Yeah,
that.
right in front
we
of
were
where
sitting
you were
there,
sitting.
yeah.
I had no idea.
Well, at least we're not cold reading the room that way.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
That's
true. But it
It was all
was,
dedicated to the guy named Hope. His last name was Hope, and he was like the head
funny.
founded the
founder of the
county.
county.
Yeah.
And he had this house and all these artifacts and everything in this case. Well, the house wasn't in the case, but he had this big house and this big property, and then he had all these there were all these artifacts in this museum display case kind of thing. And his name was all
Like,
over the place. Hope, 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 Hope.
Directly in front of where
Directly.
it was dark, but
It
I
wasn't-
had a blindfold on.
It wasn't 3 feet away from us.
Yeah, not
No.
3 feet away from you, Jesse. You were
I was-
sitting right in front.
Literally.
I was
like,
sitting right next to you. And,
Yeah.
And it was right there.
and there was a frame with his, which is funny. We didn't cold read the room because I keep saying hope, hope. And that was sitting on the thing with his name, and his picture was like a little picture frame thing sitting on top of the case where all
Probably
the
Hope or
artifacts were.
Oh,
William Hope.
William Hope.
And it was his picture, and it was directly in front of me. So like Dad was sitting next to me, and nobody picked up on it because it was dark in there.
Other end of the room.
Yeah.
I looked at it and I said to Jesse, come here.
It was so
Look at
funny.
this.
And then
Yeah.
other
Oh
things
my
that we
God.
had gotten during that session
Uh-huh.
became clear. Remember, because
Yep.
Kathy was looking up
Yes.
the history while we were sitting there afterwards, after
Uh-huh.
we figured out, oh my gosh, that's why I kept saying hope.
Oh, he was so angry.
Yeah.
Well,
And the epitome, the ghost equivalent.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Accused him of being Hope, the daytime prostitute.
Well,
That would
It
set him
was-
off a little bit.
it also, it was like the ghost equivalent of like, don't you know who I am?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Like, you know,
definitely. And then
you're
when we
in my
didn't
county.
know, when we didn't know who he was, he got angry.
Mhm.
Wow. He was angry.
Yeah, he was probably screaming, "Turn around! I'm right here."
Open your eyes. It was in front of me.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Just open.
Yeah.
Oh, it was really, it was
Turn on a
really,
light.
So you don't usually see that kind of stuff on the TV shows.
That's true. That's
No.
true.
No.
So,
Yeah.
If they hear hope, they immediately know that it's somebody's name and who they were because they get it all in a
Because they've
flash.
been
And you're like,
researched.
come on.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Lord.
That's one thing that the TV and movies get totally wrong about ghost hunting.
Hmm. You were going to say something, Joy?
actually, because we were talking about Gettysburg, it made me think like the coolest picture I ever saw was the one that y'all took of that you didn't know you took of a soldier. Y'all
Yeah.
have that?
Yeah. We still have
I
that.
don't think I have it
I-
here.
I don't think we have it ready to cue it up, but yeah, that was. We haven't looked at all of our
Y'all should
pictures
put
yet.
that back up sometime because that was just the most amazing thing, and you
Yeah.
didn't even know you had it till you got
No.
it.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's how it often happens, is that later on in review, and sometimes you have to review it a couple times before you catch it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because Rob said to me, "What do you see when you look at that?" And I said, "Oh, it's just the stones on the wall, you know." And he said, "Really? That's all that you can see?" And I said, "Yeah, I think so. That's all it looks like to me." And
Yeah,
then I said, "Well, wait a minute. Let me look at it a little closer." And then I was like, "Oh, that's not the stones at all."
yeah, totally
So that
different
wasn't the
than the
same-
stones
And it doesn't even,
on the other
I
side
talk
of
about proof. That was pretty astounding.
yeah, 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 it was.
I mean, that is probably the the one picture that I have seen of the things I've looked on the internet that is like, wow,
Yeah.
wow, that was so visible, when when you started looking, you could look through it, but then when you look at it, that that's a soldier, and
Yeah,
he's
you
smoking a
could look
cigarette.
right through it.
Yeah.
Smoking a cigarette. I know. It was so poignant, wasn't it? Because he was just taking a
Yes.
break from the war. That's
Yeah.
so talk
I
about
think y'all
what
have
times
something. I think
we're
y'all have
in.
something pretty special there, is what I'm saying. I think you have something pretty
Yeah.
special.
Yeah. We've had some amazing things happen really on all of our investigations. Like we were on that one where the cat erased our digital recorder, everything on it. We had kept saying the name of his sister, and the owner kept saying he didn't know anyone like that, but we kept getting that name over and over again, and then turned out that was what they called his sister. Her real name was Mary Jane, but we kept getting Betty, right? And they called her Betty Boop. So that was, I mean, there's no way you can know that stuff, So
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
my favorite part of that one was when later we were talking to them about, I was like, well, we were getting birds. Like anytime we would talk about birds, the EMF detector would light up.
yeah,
And we were standing in that room and they were like, I think we know exactly who that is. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And she was like, where were you standing when that happened? And I said, I was in front of the armoire in that room over here. And she like looked at her partner and was like, okay. And she's like, can I show you something? Okay. She walked in and opened the armoire and was like, we're pretty sure that's his sister and her ashes are in this armoire. This is where we're keeping her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
yeah.
that was cool, It was like, oh, that's we had no idea
And
until
she loved birds.
she loved birds. She had a pet parrot or something like that,
Oh,
like
wow.
when she passed away. So
Yeah, that was things like that happen, and it's really it goes beyond coincidence to me. I don't know how you would coincidentally say that person's name out of all the many
Right.
many names that there are.
Yeah.
I don't, and that wasn't even her name. That was just her pet name, her nickname, Betty Boop.
Well, when she was a kid, yeah. And he
When
said
she
that
was a
he
kid.
had even forgotten that he didn't remember it until later. He was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That
because her
was
name was Mary Jane. I I just remember that one stands out to me because it was like, how could you make that up? You couldn't.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's fascinating. But okay, what else do they do
Well,
on
we just
TV
have
that
two.
drives me crazy?
Yeah.
Besides that, I'll tell you something really bugs me, you guys. I'll tell you, not
You
you
do?
guys, but everybody in the
Oh.
audience. Oh, you all know what bugs me. It's that
Me and Les.
they, yeah, that they, oh, these people who are investigating ghosts, who do it all the time, who all say they have years of experience, that they've been doing this since they were knee high to a grasshopper, that something happens, they scream and run away.
Like just the REM pod going off.
Yes. Oh yeah, third generation paranormal
Yeah.
investigator. The REM pod goes off and she screams her head off.
You're sitting there in the dark and it goes off. Okay, you don't scream and run away.
No.
You start interacting. You talk to.
I can
Try to get
guarantee you that
answers.
everyone on our team runs toward that sound.
Mhm.
Every single one of us, every single time. We want to see what's doing that.
We have to take roll call first because we have to go. Was that you? Was that you?
Yes.
Do that. Hey, did you? And then we go.
Yep. So I think that's one of the things that I really dislike about those shows is, and it's because of what Jess said, it's entertainment. And so I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure the production staff says you have to ask terrified or scared, you have to run, because there is a
Wait.
certain show where they do that all the time and it got very high
Yeah,
ratings.
we
And so
need
then all
footage
the
we
other
can
shows
show and
followed.
that people are going to think is
Mhm.
exciting.
Exciting. Yep.
And in that show, they got possessed in every episode.
Yeah.
Still do.
Every episode.
Every episode, yeah.
One of them got possessed.
I saw a meme one time where he was leaving a birthday party and there were all these children's balloons and stuff. It was a children's birthday party. And they said, and he left because once again he got possessed. He's always possessed, but and that
Well, they're getting scratched, or they have a terrible headache, and I've got to go. I've got to see a doctor. I've got to get out of here.
Mhm.
Like just like
Yeah.
there's
Or a brain
physical
fog.
stuff happening all the time.
For the safety of our team, I've decided that we have to leave.
Now, I will say that sometimes when I'm in a haunted place, I will feel a lot of pressure on my chest, or I might get a headache. Um, it will affect me physically, but I'm not, I don't think I'm dying or anything like that. I just know it's the way the energy happens to be affecting me at that time.
And
Sometimes
I
it's
think that's legitimate. It's just when it's like every single time,
Yep.
there's
Yeah.
that there's something major that's happening to somebody, that's taking over, and they just can't. I can't do this anymore. I can't, and I think that it's more it's more an exception kind of thing than it's something that you always are terrified somebody's doing something to you. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
because I mean I got that nausea when
Yeah.
we moved into that orphanage,
Yeah.
and also right in certain places in that battlefield when I started getting to where that mass grave was, which I didn't know exactly where that was until that guy came and started pointing out where everything, telling us, the guide that kind of updated us on some pretty amazing stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
um, but there's just so much drama in
Yeah.
the live TV ones,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In the orphanage, if Beth hadn't have said something, I think something, probably not really great could have happened to me because I was just feeling almost like I was floating or something. It was weird. It was really
This last time?
strange. No, the
No,
time
first time.
before, the first time.
Yeah, that's right.
And Beth said, Joan, are you all right? And I came back to myself and I said, oh, yeah, I'm just in the zone. But really, I was waiting to tell her later, oh, okay, that was really not good.
wasn't somebody else kind of in a trance over there, not responding?
Dan,
Dan.
Dan and I. Happened to Dan and I at the same time.
Quietest Dan's ever been.
And I think
Beth, you were
sometimes
gonna say something.
whenever you're feeling pain, nausea, headaches, things like that, chest pain, sometimes it's these entities that are trying to give you a clue so that you can discover who they were because they're telling you how they died or what
Mm-hmm.
physical symptoms that they were having. So
Yeah.
I think that if you ignore that, then you might be missing a piece of the puzzle.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
also sometimes they do it too much and it really is uncomfortable. And then a lot of times a teammate will say, please pull your energy away. Or I will say, I understand you can pull your energy away now. I understand what you're telling me.
Yeah.
So,
I think
yeah,
I've
it can
experienced that with. Yeah, I think I've experienced that with you, where you were feeling like chest pain and like breathing stuff, and I I was like, hey, like, because I think sometimes, I don't know, we don't know what's going on. This is all us theorizing, right? Or hypothesizing. But that they might not even realize that they're making you feel that way. They're just trying to communicate, or they're being near you, and that was such an intense feeling for them, and you're an empath or empathetic and you feel it. And we've had experiences like just like what you just said, where we've been like, hey, you may not know that you're doing this right now, but you're causing discomfort to our teammate. Can you please stop and, back away or move back because it's uncomfortable? But we hear you and we feel you, and, um, and it's helped, right? Like, or even just stepping away for a little bit sometimes out of the area has helped y'all when you've felt really intense physical feelings like that. But yeah, nothing to, it's not every time, all the time. And it's not anything to be like super dramatic about or anything like,
Or call
Right.
911.
no,
Right.
we have to leave, it's
Well,
not
y'all have-
dangerous.
Many of y'all been doing this like 30 years, so I'm sure you've heard all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Long time.
Maybe we were just low on ice cream.
Probably
Probably.
not in Gettysburg, I guarantee you. But
Yeah.
Maybe we overdosed.
yeah.
Overdose on ice
Ice
cream.
cream. That could be more likely.
Ice cream for lunch every day.
Joe says, wow, your energy can cause pain to a living person. Indeed.
Yeah, I don't think that they necessarily mean to do that, Joe. I know that I was at the school that Beth used to have her school in, at the church where Beth used to have her school in, Beth enlisted. And I was walking in this corridor and I felt chest pain. And she had told me that there was somebody in there in that hall, and I said, oh, I experienced it, and I thought it was a negative thing. And she said, no, he's trying to show you how he died, and he had died of consumption or heart failure or something like
Test of
that.
heart failure. Yeah.
Heart failure. And so I did feel that. It didn't feel like I was having a heart attack, though. I just felt
Pressure.
pain and pressure on my chest.
I say all that never occurred to me because when I thought that it was because like something from like the evils that were happening, and maybe that's the same kind of thing that we um, at that orphanage, that it just
Hi, Steve.
I thought it was just like bad energy or something from everything that had happened there.
Oh, I don't think so. I think I think lots of times it's like Beth said, they're trying to show you how they died or something
And
like
that
that.
just never occurred to me.
And sometimes I think, sometimes, like Jess and Beth had said, that the energy is so intense and close to you that it can give you a headache or make you feel nauseous or something like that. And they just need to back off. I don't think
Yeah.
they're not evil intended,
Or
and
my
I don't
thought,
think they
yeah.
even know that they're gonna make you feel that way.
My thinking is like maybe that experience was so intense for them that that's just kind of lingering, like a lingering echo almost. And then because you two are empaths and can pick up on things and how people are feeling, that it's easy for you to feel it, just because it's a really intense thing. That's my thought. I don't know, but maybe.
Well, I feel at the orphanage that I have picked up on, and this is what I think. I don't know this to be true, but it is my sense, is that I have picked up on that person that used to manage the place. And yeah, I don't like her.
Yeah, she's awful.
Yeah.
horrible human.
Awful in life and death.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't like her. And I know people talk about something really evil being in the pit in the back room there. And I went into the pit and I could have sat in there and taken a nap. It didn't bother me at all. So, yet I've heard a
You
lot of
went, you went down the hall and into that other end
yeah,
on
Yeah.
your second trip. Wow.
yeah.
I
And
know you had the drug man there.
The only
yeah,
thing I always worry about is claustrophobia because it's really small.
it is really small, and I do get claustrophobic, but I didn't feel anything evil or bad in there at all. So I don't know what was going on with that, but I thought because I had been in that kind of like trance state, Dan and I both had, I felt it was from that back room that because we would actually see the cat balls light up as it would
Right.
walk out,
Right.
and I just felt before this trip, I kept feeling I had to go back in there and face that and not let it affect me that way. And so that's why I needed to go back in there. I felt really convicted of that I had to do that. And I went into the pit and I didn't feel anything and went into the back room, nothing. So odd.
Could she have not been there? Could it have been her? And she just wasn't there.
Or she just wasn't going to mess around with us.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I didn't feel her there at all, but I did feel her at more than one place the first time we went there when just you and I were in the stairwell and there was that little boy there, the little a spirit of a little boy. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, when we first got there and I was walking around, I was doing a kind of baseline check with the EMF reader.
Mhm.
I was running into EMF readings and they were like my chest down,
Mhm.
like and it would be not in a specific spot. So it would move. And I went to the top of the stairs and it was just like right at the top of the stairs and I could raise it up to my eye level. It wasn't there, but I could raise it or raise it down, lower it to like my chest or like down towards the ground. And there was an EMF reading from that height down. Like you would imagine, like a kid
A little boy,
height.
yeah.
And it stayed there for a while we were just asking questions and stuff like that. Like,
And Beth, you felt that she would not let that little boy speak. And then later on, when Jesse did the Estes method, there was definitely a little boy that this one was older though, and I think he was maybe between 10 and 12 years old. The first little boy that Jesse was talking about was maybe between 4 and 6. And that boy kept trying to say things through Jesse, and I think he was prevented. And that makes me angry. Paul Hollis said, I see you always visit spirits at night. Why is that? Because they are night workers and must sleep during the day. There's no reason.
well,
It's just because
Well,
it's quieter at
Our
night.
cameras
That's-
work better at night.
Mhm.
okay, so that's part of the thing. So we were talking about earlier with the variables, it's a little bit easier to control at night, some
Yeah.
of the variables, right? So other businesses, other people are going to be sleeping, so there's not going to be as much like sound pollution, things like
Outside
that.
smoke. Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's a big deal right there. So, and then yeah, our cameras we have IR cameras, so they operate.
In the
It's
dark.
easier to identify things on an IR camera in the dark, right? Like, But I think a huge part of it is, one, a lot of the places that will go, people are either living there during the day and
Yep.
going about their life, or
More
they're
noise in the
operating,
street outside or whatever.
Mhm.
yeah, or they're businesses that are operating during the day. And so our only option is to be there at night. So
But spirit doesn't care whether it's nighttime or
No, they're
daytime.
still there.
They're there.
They may be sleeping, Paul, but
in fact, one of the places that we went to, the coffee shop, I went as a patron with my kids and my husband, and I talked to the owner and some of the people that were working there, and just, chatted with them for a little bit, and they were like telling me things they experienced during the day. And one of the girls was so excited, and she was like, "You can come and meet up with me on, like, come on a Monday at 6. I'll be here and you can hang out with me and I will show you, because this thing happens every morning at like 9 o'clock." And she's like, "Just come be here at 6 and I will." And I'm like, I have a job too that I have to be at 6 on Monday mornings. But I would love that. That's really cool. But I would love to do that at some point. But so yeah,
That
things
makes me
definitely.
think that might be residual
Yeah, it sounds
Because
like it.
if it happens at the same
Same
time
Every
every day.
morning.
It's not an intelligent haunt. It's a residual.
right.
But it'd be
Yeah.
cool to see, and
it would.
experience. And then she said, like, other things will happen in the mornings when she's there by herself. So daytime, it's not, it's not
No.
only that things are happening at night, but it's a business that's very busy, and it's much harder to isolate sounds or shadows and lights
Yeah.
and noises. Any kind of noises are going to
Yeah.
be so much harder to distinguish from
Yep.
just the hustle and bustle of life happening.
Yeah. That's why we do it at night. I think that Dad and I here at the house have stuff happen more in the daytime than it is at night. Though I don't know, it could be happening at the night. We sleep at night.
So
So
they're just sleeping.
they may be running around here having a party all night long. I
Yeah.
don't
UFOs
know.
going over. And
I'm going to go start to socialize.
yeah.
Waltzing in the dining room.
Mhm. Yeah. So we have a lot of stuff happen in the
I
daytime.
do
here.
know of 2 times this group in, earlier in 2007 or whatever, before we were all a group. We had at least two daytime investigations that were with homeowners, and they preferred us to come in the daytime, and they were just as active during the day as we have done in the evenings.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep. We had an investigation that we went back to 4 times before we were all a group. And it was just as active, maybe even more active in the daytime than it was at nighttime. I mean, we left our equipment set up overnight, and we heard a lot of stuff at night in that house, but in the daytime we saw a lot, and there was more physical contact, touching and stuff in the day. So yeah, it doesn't matter day or
That's a
night.
good question, though.
Yeah, it is a good question.
Okay, well, I only have 2 questions left, and we're going on 2 hours here in about 20 minutes. So
Wow.
let's.
Wow.
How do we deal with skepticism? This one kind of goes along with one of the other questions, but how do we deal with skepticism and possible scientific standards that may challenge what we're doing? Jesse?
Listen, I am all for skepticism, and I think any good scientist, it welcomes disproving their theory. Truly, if it is a good scientist, they will welcome that. Any good scientist I've ever heard, or with my kids' curriculum and stuff like that, scientists are going to be the first to be like, and if it's a scientist who's not willing to do that, I would be giving them the side eye. Like, that's kind of the whole deal. So to me, I welcome it. I love trying to figure out this stuff, and I love trying to debunk things. I'm not frustrated by impossible scientific standards or whatever, because like I said, I kind of feel like we're just maybe not there yet technologically, and maybe we'll figure out a way to get more evidence that we can back up as technology improves or as the world changes. And so I welcome skepticism. I think it's important to stay willing to learn and accept those things and not hold on to things just because we really want them to be true. In all areas of life, I think it can be really hard to do that and to be open like that. To learning and to accepting that something that we really want to be true isn't true. That can be really, really tough. But I think it's important that we do, and that we listen to people and we listen to facts and truth and all of that. Paul Hollis says, what about skepticism from people or entities that are skeptical of what you all do? A lot of skeptics in that question.
I have a good example of that. Jesse was there for this one. We were investigating at St. Augustine Lighthouse, and we had been doing a flashlight session in the basement, speaking to an entity that identified himself as Pete, who had been a lighthouse keeper there. And so we'd been speaking to him for about 45 minutes, and then we said, okay, Pete, we've got to go. And there had been a crowd of people watching us. And this one person said, oh, that's all phony and that's just fake. That's rigged. Our grandson was with us, and he got very insulted.
Yeah.
And
Very
he said,
mad.
my grandparents don't lie. And another man said, well, can I take that flashlight apart and see, how it works? And we said, sure. So we gave him the flashlight, and he took it all apart and put it back together. And he said, and he turned around to the crowd and he said, this is just a regular flashlight. There is no way that they could be operating this flashlight and making it turn on and off. There is nothing in here that could do that. So then everybody was like, whoa. So I don't care about skeptics. I don't care if people are skeptical about what we do. I mean, there are things that we tell you that if I heard somebody else say it, I would question it. And so the fact that other people would question what we're saying, I don't blame them
I'm
at
not
all.
surprised a bit. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the stuff that we experience is pretty unbelievable. It's far out. And so if people don't believe it, that's okay. It doesn't bother me at all. I don't blame them. I don't. Does it bother any of you guys if we're not believed or no? No, I don't care.
I think sometimes we're more skeptical than other people.
Yeah.
Skeptical of ourselves. We're always looking to find a natural cause for what we're finding.
Always.
It does get frustrating though for people who don't have any kind of open mind and just say, no, this is all from the devil. This is all demons. And that tends to get frustrating because you're like, could you just think about it for a minute? Could you just think this through a little bit? But there's people like that in every situation.
Yes.
Yep.
That's kind of almost the same different side of the same coin as what I was talking about in the paranormal world, right? Like
where you believe
you
everything.
or like and you are not willing to welcome the skepticism too.
Right.
It's the same coin, different side, right?
Right.
Where you're not willing at all to be open to what people are experiencing and question it and be curious about it and open to what the explanation might be.
No, I a lot of us on our team are what we call sensitives. We're not psychics. We can't foretell your future. We can't tell you what your past was. Well, maybe sometimes we can. We'll get glimpses or something like that. But
Can't tell you where you put your bra.
No. Church really likes you or not.
Joe Conjal says the skeptics also believe we're the only possible life in the universe. Yeah, which really, Joe, that
No
blows
way.
my mind.
Like,
Why would you think that? But anyway, we're sensitives, and I've been reading a lot of papers where they're now doing scientific studies which shows that some people see patterns without even realizing they're seeing patterns. And that's what intuitives really are people. And I'm an intuitive, and I know that most of us are intuitives here. And so we'll see patterns without realizing that we're seeing patterns and can come to a conclusion. I've taken lots of personality tests and everything, and I always score very highly on intuition. And and so I think probably that's true for me and most of us here on the panel, is that we see patterns without realizing they're patterns. And so some scientists actually believe that people that can see spirits and do remote viewing and all this stuff actually are people that recognize patterns, and their brain is recognizing those patterns so quickly that they can jump to the conclusion and say, this is what's happening. And if they are like time slips or multidimensional beings or something, that without even realizing it, we're seeing certain patterns, and we can pick up on that. So to me, that's very fascinating, and that's really interesting, because I have no great need or anything to have it be, well, it's ghosts, it has to be ghosts, it's always ghosts. I mean, you know it I want to know the truth. I want to understand what's happening.
Yeah.
So if science can show what is happening and we can understand it, that'd be fabulous. That'd be really great. Time slips, multidimensional, whatever. I just want to know what it is. If they are ghosts, then I would like to know that. You know.
Well, I have an interesting story that kind of goes along with people who have some gifts, and how we do pick up on things. It's just our reality, and others don't see them. My grandson, that was on his way to watch the Spider-Man movie, is working as assistant teacher at my school. So he's sitting at the table and with a group of 5-year-olds, and they're playing the memory game where you flip over the cards and you have to make the matches. So these 5-year-olds, and he was playing with them, so he was winning, and he kept on. And they were like, Mr. Riley, how do you do that? And he was like, it's easy. You just look at the cards, and the one card that's looking at you is the one that it is. You flip it over. Like, what?
That's so funny.
Him, that's his reality.
Yeah.
He has that gift, and that was his reality. And later I said to him, Bud, not everybody can do that. Not everybody can. So Les, of course, wants to take him to Vegas, but I'm like, it doesn't work that way.
There you go.
But he didn't even realize that he had any kind of gifts like that. That's his reality. So I
It's like everybody does that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And he's coaching the kids on how to do it. And they're like, I don't understand what you're talking about.
And the kids are like,
what?
I don't even see any eyes on this card.
Anyway.
That's very cute.
That is cute. That is very cute. But that is what it's like, I think, no matter what kind of gift you have, is that is your reality. So, and you don't know that other people can't see that, or Lord knows, as a kid, I didn't know that, that nobody else could see that stuff. I got into a lot of trouble for saying what I saw. You know? Doesn't everybody see that? No, apparently not. So
Okay.
anyway,
Well,
Do
we
we
are
have one more
going.
question?
Well,
Yeah.
we kind of covered,
Oh,
sort
okay.
of. We'll talk about some of the unusual cases we've investigated. We've talked about quite
Yeah.
a few of them.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have.
Right? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we've had a lot of unusual cases, that's for sure.
Mhm.
I still remember when we went to that I don't know what to call it. It was like a pet store kind of
Oh, the
place.
aquarium place, the
Dude,
That
this
aquarium.
exotic fish.
exotic
Yeah.
Aquarium
that-
land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And
a different one.
I had meditated before we left, and I saw that this worm thing that had like a skull on its head, you know, and it was going like this, and and
It was, you said it, what you told me, because
yeah.
we were on the way to the investigation and mom
Right.
was,
But first, let me say that I had decided I was not going to tell any of you that I had seen that.
I was just going to
And
say
as
that.
soon as we got in the car,
Yeah. Mom was like, this makes me nervous. And I don't want to like, I wasn't going to
freaked
tell you
everybody out.
this. I don't want to freak you out. Yeah. But I saw a skull. This is what you told me, that it was a skull and you saw a snake coming
Yeah.
in and out of like the eye
Yeah.
sockets of the skull.
Mhm.
And I just started to laugh. And I said to you, I can't wait until we get there. And there's going to be a lawn statue that is a skull with a snake coming out of the eye or
Right,
something like
right.
that. Because I was like, immediately, as soon as you said it, and I could tell you were worried and thought it was something dark or something. And I was like, I'm not worried at all. I was
We
like,
had
just so
no
you know.
idea. We had no idea what the business was.
No,
that
we
we
didn't know. We didn't
Oh,
know
no.
where we were going.
No, we had no
I
idea.
didn't know
what
if we were
was
going to a house or what.
Oh, no, neither did
And
I.
yeah. And so I said
You
to
said it was probably a
you,
lawn ornament.
yeah, I was like, we're going to pull up to someone's house because I thought we were going to someone's house or something.
Yeah.
I was like, we're going to pull up to a house and there's going to be a lawn ornament, you know, like a garden statue. Anyway, or something, because I was just trying to think, what could that be? But I said, I'm not worried at all. I don't feel like it's anything dark. And then when we had met to eat before. And then, of course, you were like, I'm not going to tell anybody else
I'm
just
not
because I don't want to
telling
freak them
anyone else.
out. And then you immediately, guys, I got to tell you something.
Told everybody at the table.
Yeah.
So then we walked in to the place, and I don't
It
know.
took us a while to get in there.
We were like one of the last ones going in there, and Beth's sister Kathy was standing in front of this large aquarium, and she was smiling and looking at me, and she said, "Joan, come here." And I said, "Okay." And she stepped away from the aquarium, and there was a skull in the bottom of the aquarium, and there was an eel
Coming
swimming in
in
and
out
out
of
of the
the
skull.
Yep.
So it wasn't a lawn ornament, but it definitely wasn't demonic.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, that made me laugh
We
so
all were
hard.
laughing. Like,
You
it was
talk
so
about
funny.
psychic abilities, right? I see a skull and there's a snake.
So you got to wonder.
It's an aquarium
You got
picture.
it makes you wonder, why do you see those things?
I
Unless
know.
it's to help boost your confidence in what
In
you're
what
seeing.
you're seeing, yeah.
You know,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I can think, because it had no significance to the people at the place. You know,
That's what I have like thought before, because I've said the same thing. Like the things that I would see. Like one time my friend posted a picture of her dog, and I thought, as soon as I saw the picture of her dog, I thought, engaged. That's weird. And then she shared the dog is engaged. What does that mean? And then later, like, I don't know, a couple days later, she shared that they had been on a hike with the dog, and her now fiance had taken her out on this hike to propose. I didn't know any of that. They live in a different state. I
Yeah.
wasn't that close that I was like, I had any clue they were
Yeah.
like that, you know? That's weird. Like, why, you know?
It's a weird gift, let me tell you.
But
Yeah.
I think the
So
same
weird.
thing. I'm like, maybe when you see little things like that, it's so that when you get a feeling about something, you trust your
Important.
intuition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something more
That's one thing
serious or like, hey, something doesn't feel right here. I'm going to leave and I'm
Right.
going to trust myself that like
Right.
there's a reason, right? Like,
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think either. It's like practice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. It's funny. It's a funny gift. Sometimes I'm like, I wish I didn't have that gift, you know. We were talking to our doctor. We just both had an appointment yesterday, and so she knows what we do and everything. And finally, she told us, "Well, I feel things." And I think she had just, I mean, it's been 10 years she's been our doctor, and she finally felt like, okay, I can tell them. And she had a lot of things that she needed to get off her chest about it because believe me, it's a really kind of freaky gift to have. And is to see those things and not know what you're seeing, and you're making guesses as to why you're seeing it. Like my guess was so great. Oh, it's going to be dark. It's horrible. I don't know. It looks kind of demonic. The aquarium, an aquarium sculpture in a wheel.
That's so funny.
Scary, scary, really scary. I'll tell you what was scary in that place were the dead eels on the floor. That was scary.
Yeah. Was that an eel that had jumped out of that
Right up.
tank? It was laying. Oh,
Yeah, something like that.
yeah. It was an interesting place.
It certainly was. And it was definitely had a lot of activity too.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Well,
yeah.
we're going on 2 hours. We better close her down.
Wrap
We
it
got
up.
all of our questions
And
discussed.
yeah.
Didn't get any answers, but we did have a lot to say.
Yeah, we have.
So that's good.
There are no answers.
Yeah, there really aren't.
Yep. Just beliefs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Not
Yep.
yet, anyway.
Joe says, "Love the show as always." Thanks, everyone. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank
Joe
you.
is
Thank
Night,
you.
Joan.
Joe is going to come on a investigation with us sometime. So.
That would be
Yeah.
great.
Mhm.
Fun.
Mhm.
So you want to go to Gettysburg?
He does. He
He
does
does.
want to go to Gettysburg if we'll go there again. Paul Hall
Hopefully we
said,
can go.
"Excellent show. Thanks."
Thanks for showing up.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
thanks for being
open
here.
for Gettysburg all the time.
It's
Joe,
so great.
Joe Concho just said yes. I mean, this time we'll have to go to Farnsworth House because I can't believe that that place would ever be anything except like amazing.
Yeah.
It's and it's like a hotel, you guys, and they let us bring Missy in there, which we normally do in a stroller, and they said, "Oh, take her out of the stroller. Don't let her sit in the stroller." And I said, "No, that's okay. I kind of want her in the stroller because I mean, you had all this antique furniture and china and everything all around, and overstuffed furniture, and it was a hotel, and who knows what Missy's going to do if you take her out of the stroller." So finally, they insisted on it that I take her out, and I said, "Okay," and I had her on the leash, and they said, "No, let her go. Just let her go wherever she wants to go." And I'm like,
Like, what is your problem?
"You want a dog
Leave
running
the dog
wild
alone.
in this hotel where people are paying to stay there, and we're marching up and down the stairs, and it was fun though. But they
Nice.
be crazy." What about the Little Bighorn? Yeah, we've never been to the Little Bighorn, have we?
No.
That's feels to me, just thinking about it, feels really tragic and sad. I bet it's probably
No,
haunted.
that's out in like Nebraska or South Dakota.
Oh.
Somewhere out there.
Yes, it's either South or North Dakota, I think. Yeah.
One of the chiefs that was in that whole thing is buried in Sioux City, which is
Yeah.
Iowa.
Is that on is that on a reservation type?
I don't
I
believe
bet
so.
it's
Protected land, something.
Joe said
It might be.
we haven't heard back from Eva, so
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get our stuff tomorrow. It should be the
yeah.
you know.
She's had it for a while and she hasn't said. Paul Hollis says South Dakota. It's in South Dakota.
Yeah.
So we were in South Dakota. We should have gone there, but I feel a little nervous about going there. Oh, I do okay at Gettysburg though. I guess we could go there.
Yeah. It'd be good.
I'm pretty sure it's haunted, George.
If we go there, we'll do a live feed.
What part of South Dakota it is?
Yeah, it did. North.
Alrighty.
But Joe, as soon as we know when she's got it done, we'll let you know.
That's why it's called Sioux
This
City.
says southeastern Montana.
Southeastern Montana.
Oh, southeastern Montana.
Oh.
George Dismuke says Custer's last words were "Take no prisoners." Yeah, well, famous last words, right?
Hmm.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see you all next month.
Yeah.
All righty. Everybody take care.
Yes. You too.
Thanks,
All right.
everyone.
Good night.
Thanks
Good
for
night.
watching and listening. Bye-bye.
You.